So the iPhone 11 Pro Max has been out for a little over 2 weeks now. No, I didn't do an unboxing video, man. I literally took this phone out the box and started using it as my daily driver. So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about my first impressions. Go ahead and give you the real deal. I'm gonna keep it 100% buck with you when it comes to 11 Pro Max. So let's go ahead and get into it. Yo, what's going on YouTube? Technically T, yeah, man, the tech dude with the do-rag on. 11 Pro Max. So you already know we got to get into it. You know I picked one up. I told you guys I was getting it. Picked it up, man. Space gray, 256 gigs. And I kind of want to go ahead and bring you my first impressions of it, what I feel about it, how I'm liking it, some things that I don't like about it. And let's just go ahead and get into it. Let's just go. So first things first is the design. Now, I must say, man, that the design is absolutely, it looks good. I'm not even gonna lie. Now the fidget spinner in the back, when it came to the cameras, I know a lot of people got the dummy units, and when it first was drawn up, I thought it was absolutely hideous. I was just like, I don't know if I want it. That actually looks very terrible. But once you get the 11 Pro Max in hand and see how refined the camera section is, all of that honestly went out the window, and I'm actually perfect fine with the triple camera setup. It actually looks pretty good. It doesn't look as bad as I thought it was gonna look. So I can kind of deal with the camera setup. It's fine with me right now. Then pairing that with the matte design on the back. Now you already know when it comes to me, man, I hate shiny things. I don't like shiny bezels. I don't like shiny glass parts. I wish everything was matte, and the matte back on the 11 Pro models just sealed the deal, man. I absolutely love it. No issues, man. It works. It works. The matte back works for me, but honestly, does it even matter? No, because you already know your boy runs the case 100% of the time, so I don't even get to see it. Now, I know there are people out there saying that the build quality is so much better on the 11 Pro Max, but I'm gonna be real with you, man. How many of y'all want to sit there and have a heavier phone? Because this thing is noticeably heavier than the XS Max. Now, you can take a phone for example, the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. That thing is light, and it is made, it's made of quality. It actually feels like a well-made phone. But when you pick up that 11 Pro Max, you can tell a huge weight difference between that and a lot of other smartphones. Now, I know they say it has the toughest glass, and Apple already has their fancy ways of saying things, but at the end of the day, it's glass. You drop glass right, it's gonna break. So you kind of can save me with the whole marketing Ponzi scheme, mumbo jumbo, when we're talking about the toughest glass on a smartphone. It's glass. It's gonna break. I can break it if I wanted to. Next, let's go ahead and talk about the Super Retina XDR display. Now, I'm gonna be real brief with this because I'm not a display snob or anything like that. The screen on the XS Max look good. The screen on the 11 Pro Max looks just as good. Can I tell a little bit different when it comes to the contrast and the deeper blacks and the different things like that? Me personally, no, and I'm pretty sure you won't be able to tell, and I'm pretty sure any other person out of hundreds of thousand iPhone users are not going to be able to tell deeper contrast when we're talking about the blacks. The screen looks good, and that's just it. Talking about the full brightness in the sunlight, the XS Max, it did pretty good to me in the sunlight, but the 11 Pro Max maybe, just maybe, gets a tad bit brighter. I don't know about you guys, but I mean, I can see both just fine. Like I said, I'm not gonna be, you guys know I'm an iPhone person, but I'm not gonna sit here and jump on everything Apple says. Yes, it is just a little bit better. Is it like a deal breaker? Is it a game changer? No. The display is just fine. The XS Max display was fine. The 11 Pro Max display is fine. I just want Apple to bump up that resolution just a little bit. I just want to be able to watch my YouTube videos and the rest of my creators in 4K, but that's it. That's all. Moving on. Next up, Face ID. Now, you guys know I am not a huge Face ID fan. I actually still prefer Touch ID because I feel like that is a little bit quicker. And also, they said that it's a whatever percentage faster. Now, can I actually tell a difference? When I'm unlocking the phone, no, I can't really tell a difference. But sometimes when you're putting your password in and it reads your Face ID for a password, that's when I can tell that it unlocks a little bit quicker. But just using it every day, unlocking the phone, I still feel like I have to get it perfect up to my eye level to read my Face ID. I still feel like I have to finagle it a little bit. Face ID can be better. Now, everybody was talking about we were gonna be able to do Face ID with the table lying down and read. No, it's not gonna do that, man. You still have to pick it up. I feel like I still have the same Face ID quirks. No, it's not perfect, but it's there. I wish they would bring Touch ID back. So there it is. 813 Bionic chip versus the A12 Bionic chip. Hey, look, man, it's iOS. It's fast. I'm not gonna get into the gigabytes of RAM. Can I tell a speed difference? I don't know, man. You guys know, man, all of that stuff is so negligible. You really can't even tell. It's fast. It's the XS Max is fast. The 11 Pro Max is fast. Can you tell a big difference? Maybe, but it's all on paper, man. So you guys let me know down in the comment section. Can you tell the difference between the A12 Bionic and the A13 Bionic? Let me know. Now, if you hear me so far, you probably would think that T is saying this is basically a minimal upgrade to the XS Max, but these next two categories is what makes it stand out from the XS Max. And if anybody asks me why would you upgrade to the 11 Pro Max from the XS Max, we gotta talk about that battery life. Now, you already know Apple said that the 11 Pro Max will get 5 more hours of it than the XS Max. This naming convention just really makes recording these videos hard when we're talking about the two. But in the beginning, I was a little leery about that. I was like, oh, this is just numbers that Apple was throwing out there. But when I started using this phone and started really going through it and getting 8 hours of screen on time and not charging my phone for like a day and a half, that's what I've been looking for, Apple. That's what I have been wanting with battery life when it comes to an iOS device. You already know the best battery life for me on an iOS device was the XR. Absolutely amazing, but I'm gonna be real with you, man. I feel like the 11 Pro Max kind of outlasts the XR. That's just me in my opinion, but whatever Apple put on screen and said it was gonna be better in battery life, they hit it out the park, and the battery life is where it should be when we're talking about an iOS device. I'm so glad they got it figured out. This is really looking good for battery life, man, because the Samsung phones figured it out. Now we got iPhones figuring it out, man. So a lot of these manufacturers are starting to really get it together, but the battery life on the 11 Pro Max is absolutely amazing. You can go hardcore watching YouTube videos, searching the internet, doing whatever you need to do, and that battery just sips and sips and sips. Absolutely amazing, man. I absolutely love the battery life, and that's one of the main important points when somebody asks me, should you upgrade to the 11 Pro series? And last but not least, let's go ahead and talk about the cameras. Now, you guys know on this channel, I really don't get into a bunch of camera comparisons, but the little test shots that I did with the 11 Pro Max is absolutely amazing. Now, that's not even including the deep fusion technology that's coming out there. I know a lot of people think that's a gimmick, but I've seen those examples, man. You've seen those examples of the deep fusion so far, and it's looking pretty good. You can't even lie. So I really can't wait until that official OS rolls out. But right now, the camera looks very good, and I'm gonna go ahead and put it out on paper. And I know a lot of Android users are gonna go ahead and say that, well, we've been had night mode. You guys are years behind. Regardless of if Apple is years behind, it's the best night mode out there, period. That's just my, look, that's just my, don't shoot the messenger, man. That's just what I feel about the night modes. And the video camera, you guys already know, I always said the iPhones had the best video camera, and then the cameras on these 11 Pros absolutely proves my point, man. There's nothing out there touching it. Yes, the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus has a great camera, but it is not coming close to that 11 Pro Max, man, and the capabilities that those cameras have. They absolutely blew the cameras out the water, man. And like I said, those are the 2 points. If somebody asks me, should you upgrade from the XS Max to the 11 Pro Max, I'm gonna say, you know what, do these 2 things matter to you? Battery life and your camera. If so, I have to tell you to go ahead and upgrade, man. So that's gonna be my first impressions of the 11 Pro Max, man. I really do like the phone. The battery life has really sold me, because if you know me, one of my main things that I like is the battery life. If you sell me on battery life, then you got me as a customer, man. And Apple has done that. The cameras are good. Everything is pretty good so far, paired with the iOS 13 in dark mode. So we'll see how it lasts. You already know the main SIM card is in my 11 Pro Max, and I'm still rocking the Samsung Galaxy Note 10 Plus. Full review coming soon. I actually already began shooting parts of it, man. But technically, T, I am about to get up out of here. Drop down in the comment section down below if you have the 11 Pro, 11 Pro Max. Let me know what you think about it, man, and we'll get some conversations started down there in the comment section. But yo, until next time, later.